Hi, I am Shimrit, founder and creator of Master Your Path community and programs. In this video, I want to talk about river awareness. Don't forget to subscribe and watch the other videos on my channel.
So there's the river and there's the water running in the river. And our true nature, as I see it, is the river itself, is the container that contains whatever is flowing in it. And not only that, it is also part of nature, of something bigger, of something endless. That's the river awareness. And we always want to come back to that rather than being in the water awareness, right? So rather being completely attached and involved and with whatever it is we're experiencing, which the true nature of it is ever changing, right? Our emotions always change, our thoughts always flow, circumstances change, and they can be so even more, or we can experience them as such when we are in the river awareness. And then, you know, if we're having a bad day, we are not completely immersed in that experience because we know that this is just water flowing, and they will flow out of our experience and new water will flow into our experience, and we are the experiencer. We are the capacity of this, and in that capacity there is so much more than just this drop of water running through the river at a certain point in time. Our capacity contains that drop of water, but also the one that was before and the one that is coming, and also the current itself, and also what is growing on the banks of the river, the trees and the grass and the birds. And this is river awareness, and this is a practice to always come back to that. And the way the water flow in that river sometimes is subjected to the current, to the patterns, right? So these are the patterns that direct the current. And by practicing this, we can actually impact and influence and change the current, change our patterns. And this is what we are here to do. We are not only this or that. We live and exist in this material world, in this three-dimension reality, which is physical. And the ego is part of that, the same as our body. And our authentic self, my true nature, exists also in another level of reality. That is the river awareness that I was talking about. So I balance between them by practicing the river awareness. My authentic self, my inner being, my true self always wants the best for me. My true nature is love, is gratitude, is balance, is fulfillment. And when I don't experience life as such is when my ego overreacts. So I learned to balance this over time by choosing and practicing this freedom to choose the good feeling thoughts, the good feeling emotions, the good feeling memories. I program myself to that by repeating and repeating and repeating. And of course, meditation is a very, very important practice to be able to create that gap between our authentic self and our ego, between our center and the experience. And in this gap that we practice and expand by practicing, we access this freedom to choose and to balance. That gap, as I was saying, between our thoughts, our emotions, the circumstances in our life, when we practice creating that gap and sitting on on the banks of the river, so to speak. From that seat, from that state, we can much more easily make our choices, and from a free state, have all the answers within us and all the keys to all the doors we want to open, whatever it is, whatever it may be. We have them all within us. And it is that practice, that consistent practice, to detach from our ego, to detach from our experience, to detach from the circumstances, to detach from our personality, and connect to our center, to our source, to our spiritual self, to our higher self. That is the practice that allows us to access those keys to all the doors we want to open, whatever it may be.